Multi-word expressions can be difficult for students to understand because it has multiple words in one expression, and oftentimes it is figuratively expressed rather than literally expressed. One example is idioms. An idiomatic expression oftentimes talks about things figuratively. So if a teacher says we have to go buy the book when doing a task, then there is actually instructions that students must follow in order to complete it correctly, not an actual book they need to read in order to figure out the directions. There's literary devices such as similes and metaphors, which is a simile, it would be a comparison of like or as, like a math problem is as easy as ABC, or a metaphor in which a student may have trouble understanding a math problem and say, it's Greek to me, which means they are having difficulty understanding as if it's a foreign language. Another one is teaching compound words. In this particular part of multi-word expressions, compound words can have two words together that have separate meanings when they're apart. So gooseberry can be one word, but when they're separated, gooseberry is an animal, a goose, and berry, something you eat. And gooseberry by itself is a type of berry that you eat. So compound words can be tricky for some students to understand. And then lastly, you have understanding phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is when two words are put together, but they are supposed to be understood as together and not separated. So when a student is saying they're having trouble figuring out a problem, figure out is a term that's supposed to be put together, which is meaning they're having trouble understanding how to solve the problem. So, for multi-word expressions, it is important to implement effective strategies for students to be able to understand them, and because most of the time, English language learners or students that are struggling readers oftentimes try to interpret these multi-word expressions literally rather than figuratively.